The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season commenced on June 1st and ends on November 30th. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA) has released its list of 21 named tropical cyclones for the 2025 season. NOAA has predicted 13 to 19 named storms, of which 6 to 10 may become hurricanes and 3 to 5 becoming major hurricanes of category 3 to 5. The St. Lucia National Emergency Management Organization (NEMO) is the agency assuming responsibility for disaster management in St. Lucia. It derives its legislative authority by virtue of the Disaster Management Act No. 30 of 2006. NEMO is mandated to ensure the nation is in a state of readiness to deal with any disaster eventuality and to coordinate the response to the impact of any hazard. To satisfy this mandate, NEMO relies for full support from its 14 national committees and 18 district disaster management committees comprising primarily of volunteers. NEMO is not responsible for the weather. The St. Lucia Met Services is solely responsible for any weather-related information. Disaster preparedness measures. Elections of district disaster management committees. Leading up to the hurricane season, NEMO conducted a series of district disaster management committee elections in various districts around the island. As such, Ancillary, Labrie, Viewfort South, Viewfort North, Micoud North, and Dennery South all have in place new and exuberant disaster management volunteers. The other districts around the island also have functioning disaster management committees which are ready and willing to serve our country. On Monday, May 26, 2025, NEMO conducted a successful orientation and onboarding exercise for the new District Disaster Management Committee volunteers who are all eager to make a difference in their communities. NEMO encourages you to support your District Disaster Management Committee members and to volunteer your time and services in our efforts at disaster management at the district level and nationally. Meetings. As part of preparations for the ensuing hurricane season, NEMO also convened meetings with the chairpersons of its 14 national committees and 18 district disaster management committees. At these meetings, the chairpersons delivered reports on their readiness for responding to any disasters and the upcoming hurricane season. The meetings also provided an opportunity for them to apprise NEMO of their needs ahead of the season. Coming out of these critical meetings, prior to the start of the hurricane season, NEMO has requested a meeting of the National Emergency Management Advisory Committee (NEMAC) to inform the committee of the country's state of preparedness and the needs of each agency to enhance their capacity to respond to the worst-case scenario. Training. The National Emergency Management Organization (NEMO) has intensified its preparation for the season by conducting a number of training programs benefiting its volunteers as well as the various response agencies such as St. Lucia Fire Service, Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Borderley Correctional Facility, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Infrastructure, Ministry of Equity, and Office of the Prime Minister. Multiple cohorts of volunteers, first responders, and government employees were trained in the area of damage assessment and needs analysis post a disaster event. An intense one-week training in mass casualty management was also facilitated for a group of volunteers and first responders. Both training opportunities involved theoretical and practical sessions which were of tremendous benefit to the participants in their response to a disaster. Volunteers and first responders were also trained in CPR and first aid and customer service. Community Emergency Response Team CERT training is also scheduled for the week of June 10th to 13th and June 16th to 20th, 2025. Nemo is also in the process of negotiating funding for shelters and shelter management training. Some other critical training areas to be highlighted are chainsaw management and drone pilot in disaster response. Nemo also collaborated with the private sector on training for their staff and developing their emergency plans. Some of these organizations included Lucia, Royalton, Windjammer London, scheduled for Friday, June 6, 2025. Public education. Nemo undertook a series of public education with a few schools on disaster preparedness and a focus on family emergency plans. Gordon and Walcott Memorial Methodist School, St. Mary's College Red Cross Group, Vidbutai Primary, Laguerre Primary, and Bogies Primary. Each school visited received donations of hygiene kits. The Viewfort Special Education Center was also the recipient of chairs and family hygiene kits. Nemo also, in collaboration with Castries East District Disaster Management Committee and St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority, visited the Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School and Bishop Charles Gachet Primary School on sensitizing students on proper management of waste disposal. Hazard and vulnerability assessments of assets. Nemo has also conducted an assessment of all its critical infrastructure and assets ahead of the hurricane season. The early warning systems have been assessed and tested to ensure functionality during any event. The various district satellite warehouses were also assessed and visited to ensure that it is in a state of readiness to facilitate the residents that it serves. Telecommunication. Nemo, through funding and assistance from our international partner, Global Support and Development, was able to secure the services of a telecommunications consultant for a period of 5 months to do a detailed assessment of our telecommunications unit and make recommendations on the best way forward. Through this project, we received VHF radios, satellite phones, along with other critical radio telecommunication equipment to strengthen our capacity to communicate in the field in case of any disaster and all communication systems failed. We were also able to receive funding to repair the repeaters that were no longer functional and hindered communication with our various districts, as well as an upgrade of our telecommunications room. Nemo confirms that we are a lot more confident going into the hurricane season with a robust telecommunication system and much better prepared than the last hurricane season. Collaboration with international donors. Nemo, in collaboration with Global Support and Development, placed focus on mitigation and preparedness measures. The donor agency, apart from investing in our telecommunication, provided support with all the training programs as well as donations of hygiene kits, children dignity kits, and adult dignity kits. This partner was instrumental in purchasing of water tanks and water bladders for vulnerable households in every district around the island. This is essential to ensure an adequate potable water supply in the event of any disaster. Nemo also collaborated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on acquisition of disaster relief items such as mattresses, cots, hygiene kits, tents, along with other relief items. The World Food Programme also committed to providing Nemo with tablets to ensure that when our volunteers are out in the field conducting assessments, they no longer need to use physical forms. With the aid of these tablets, World Food Programme will also provide training and support in digitizing the assessment forms. We are also negotiating the use of a Starlink device as a backup in case of communication failure. Nemo also wishes to acknowledge the Taiwanese government donations. This was utilized to purchase cots and portable toilets to ensure that if impacted, our country will be in a better position to respond. Nemo takes this time to express its gratitude to all donors for investing in our mitigation, preparedness, and response measures. We are better prepared today because of your commitment and support. Collaboration with local agencies. Nemo conducted a meeting with all key stakeholders to discuss the issue of mass crowd events both on land and at sea. We are also in the process of scheduling a meeting with the promoters to discuss all issues for mass crowd. Nemo is also participating in a number of agency meetings, all geared at preparedness for the season. Nemo also urges the small businesses in the various districts to work with the district disaster management committees in developing MOUs to assist with immediate supply of food and relief items if impacted. This benefits all members of the community. On a national level, MOUs have been established with Massy Stores St. Lucia and the Government of St. Lucia Warehouse for the supply of food items in the event of impact. Nemo's social media presence. Nemo, in an effort to ensure communication and reaching the general public, developed several platforms to keep everyone informed. Nemo's communication media to the general public include Nemo WhatsApp channel, Nemo St. Lucia, Nemo WhatsApp group, Nemo Facebook page, St. Lucia Nemo, Nemo Twitter at St. Lucia Nemo, and Nemo YouTube channel, St. Lucia Nemo. Nemo continues to urge all members of the public to take the necessary precautions to reduce or minimize risk. These include trimming overhanging branches, clearing drains and waterways to reduce the risk of flooding, ensuring a supply of water, non-perishable food items, batteries, phone chargers, flashlights, and other essential supplies. Getting to know your nearest emergency shelter and your district disaster management committee members. Finally, the public is reminded that the St. Lucia Meteorological Services is the only official source for weather-related updates and information, while Nemo is the only official source of hazard and disaster-related information. Let's be prepared and stay safe. Thank you.